And last but not least, big thanks to my dear friend, ICLA CEO Erez Goldman, for pushing me to make this trip. At these crazy times, thanks Erez, I agree this is a great and important cause. Thank to all of you for being here really. So, dear important friends of Israel and all distinguished guests, I stand here tonight in front of you in proud memory of my late grandfather, Yitzhak Rabin. I would like to tell you more about my grandfather, about our foundation, and the activities we hold to commemorate his memory since that terrible night. 20 years ago, almost to the day, at the end of the rally held at the Kings of Israel Square, Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by an Israeli Jew who disagreed with his political views and stance. The bloody murderer realized that the only way to stop the people's chosen route and put an end to a promising journey must include a gun. And out there, cold-blooded, at the dark, he shot him in his back to his death. Tonight, we remember Yitzhak Rabin, the leader, the warrior, the peacemaker. Rabin that wanted to give his people life. Tonight we remember the assassination and the fragility of Israel democracy. Tonight we remember and cherish two of our mutual values, leadership and democracy. Tonight we remember these values that will always differentiate the Jewish people and the country of Israel from other nations. Dear friends, allow me a personal view. So much has been said about Rabin, the soldier, the leader, the peacemaker. Not many spoke of the man. I was born 41 years ago as the first grandson of Israel's youngest prime minister. Throughout the first 21 years of my life, I was privileged to grow and get educated by this extraordinary person that dedicated all of his life, all of his time to the people and citizens of Israel. My grandfather struggled throughout the years for Israel's freedom and independence was in the heart of our home. It was our everything. I must say that it is a bit frustrating today that the focus around his memory mostly relates to the peace process and his final year. Yitzhak Rabin was born in Israel in 1922 at Saba, and at the age of 16 he was forced to join the Palmach and fight for the liberation of our country. The vicious battles and the heavy losses during the long and painful independence war forced him to join the IDF and abandon his dream to become a water engineer. He was a military man who dedicated all of his life for Israel's security. As the Chief of Staff, the commander of IDF, in year 1967, he took a very hard decision to start a war. And for the first time ever in history, Israel shot the first bullet in a fight to become the biggest victory. Today, when we pray at the Western Wall, the Kotel, it is because he moved onwards in risk. In 1969, when asked by the country leaders for what would be his next step, the 6 Days War hero didn't hesitate to choose to become Israel ambassador to the United States. His vision back then led him to facilitate and create Israel's strongest alliance and partnership with the US. Not many of you remember this today, but as the ambassador to the US, Rabin has created the unique communication and sponsorship channel which shaped Israel to the democracy it is today. I remember asking him one day for the reason of choosing America. He replied that he always believed from a young age that Israel, as a national home for the Jewish people, must maintain democratic values even and given the complicated demographics of its location and surrounding. Throughout his different roles, in his first term as Prime Minister, and later as the Minister of Defense, he led a harsh and offensive line of actions against terrorists and their leaders. While standing firm against aggressiveness and attacks on our country, he never stopped looking for ways to allow a better future in peace. He did not believe that he should compromise by leaving behind a legacy where future is solely based on battles and wars. During his second term as Prime Minister, he raised the bar and changed the national priorities. He reached out to the periphery of Israel, to the minority communities, and tried to bring equality to the underprivileged. He believed that a just society guaranteed its existence. During his second term as Prime Minister, the education budget was doubled, plans for new airports, highways, and infrastructure were solidified. Dear friends of Israel, today, our country is modern with virtually every convenience of any Western society, and we are this way, in part, because of the foresight my grandfather had. And yet, in the height of so much promise, 3 shots, 3 bullets. Since that terrible night of November 4, 1995, my family has been determined in our quest to continue my grandfather's life work, to preserve his legacy, and to transform this trauma in Israel society into hope. At the Yitzhak Rabin Center, we reach out to tens of thousands of students and soldiers annually, equalizing educational opportunity, empowering minorities, combating youth violence, strengthening democracy, governance, uniting diverse population groups, and helping security personnel to carry out their difficult tasks with humanity. The center's mission is to ensure that the vital lessons from the assassination are remembered and are used to shape an Israeli society characterized by open dialogue, democratic values, and social cohesion. And we are succeeding each and every day. The Yitzhak Rabin Center was established through a mandate from the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, and has been our family passion and mission. For those of you who have not yet been there, I urge you today to go and see it for yourselves. The central piece in the center is the Israeli Museum, a video-audio interactive exposition that vividly illustrates the history of the State of Israel on one hand, combined within the life of and achievements of Yitzhak Rabin.